Hello. Today on Ron Smith Transformational Chef, we're going to look at some local proteins I found from some farmers markets in the area. Now this first one is from a farmers market up in Austin. This is a ground bison, one of my favorite type of meats. It's got a lot of flavor and it's just a little leaner. It's a nice cut. On here I've got two of my favorite people in the protein industry. These are from behind the Oaks, right down the road from New Braunfels there in Short Selma area. This one is some ground beef, and then this is like an unbelievable find. This is outside skirt. Most people get an inside skirt for their fajitas. Outside skirt's a little harder to come by because a lot of it's already pre-sold to different foreign markets. And then one of my favorite, this is some pork cutlets from my friends at Easy E Farms. Unbelievable pasture-raised pork. So let's get to it and we'll start some seasoning. Okay, so what we've started here is we've got our chili. We're just going to make simple basic chili. So we've got our mise en place. I've got the tomatoes, and I like to do my cans like this so I can just kick the can in. The meat I'm using is from my buddy at Behind the Oaks here near San Antonio, and then I've also got some wonderful bison that I got up in Austin. The guys at Behind the Oaks, really good family run, very sustainable, take care of their animals, so it's always good to find your local people, the people you know you can trust, and that's what you're going to look for. What we're going to do is we're going to brown this, and once it gets to a brown stage, we'll add some water, some tomato sauce, and then we're going to add the seasoning blend, which basically this one's a simple one. So it's going to be like garlic, it's going to be powdered onions, it's going to be chili powder, maybe some cumin, a little bit of cayenne, depending on how spicy and funky I want to get. So we'll talk to you in a few. Alright, now at this stage of the game, a lot of times if you have a really fatty meat that you're using, you're going to have to drain the oil or the grease. This one's pretty lean, so it's not that bad. So this is kind of when I like to leave it in different size chunks and stuff to give it more of a little authentic flair. So at this point I'm going to add a little bit of tomato sauce. Don't need a whole lot. And see, once again, now you just push that in and it's all contained. I don't know if I said there's oregano in here too. So it's more garlic powder, cumin, salt, oregano, chili powder, depending on whether you want what seasoning you want as far as pepper and spice. You know, you can put like a little cayenne or something like that. So, you know, and this is pretty potent because this is how I like it. But I mean, it's really one of the important things to remember when you're cooking or learning how to cook or trying things is always experiment. Just because somebody likes it one way doesn't mean that's going to be the way you're going to like it. You're going to want to kind of figure out what you are and what your flavor are. Then a little water. There's about 2 cups of water in here. Just to kind of get everything to start oozing and blending and getting those flavors to start combining and spreading out. Now you can always add your own peppers or cut up onions and add onions, or you can add, as I said, peppers, but bell peppers or big chunks of tomatoes. We'll probably add a little bean here, going against Texas chili because if you're wondering if you put beans in chili, then you don't know beans about chili. That's pretty much a Texas thing. They're not big on beans in their chili. I like it. It just adds a little bit of thickener and kind of spreads it out. And perfect if you're on a budget. Now, if you're not a big fan of beans, chili's perfectly fine without beans too. So it's all, once again, and I can't stress this enough, when it comes to cooking, it's all about preference. It's all about you, your taste buds, and what you're trying to achieve. So let's let this get together for a little bit, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, now one thing about chili, some people like it a little thinner. I like mine a little thick, so what I'll do a lot of times is I'll take a thickener, like in this case I'm using a masa flour powder, or a mix. And you just take a little bit of masa, a little bit of water, you make a slurry, and you just kind of add it in, or incorporate it in while you're making your chili. This will go into making it thicker and thickening up. Now remember, you want to make sure you incorporate the water before you put it in here. That'll keep it from clumping up and from just getting you a little like almost like a tapioca pudding, like you're doing a bubble tea, but you really don't want a bubble chili. So you just kind of incorporate that in there. Starts getting that nice little bit of lighter color. The smell, I wish we had smell-o-vision, because it's really got that nice chili smell. That's going in. As I said, I like to add a little bit of beans. I'm just doing pinto beans today. And once again, black beans, kidney beans, whatever your preference is. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about cooking, is you want to make sure that it is what you want. You go from there. And if you saw that, I'm making a little mess here, which is pretty much my signature. Is I got to have at least 1 or 2 spills before I know a dish is complete. So let's let this simmer, and we'll move on to something else. Alright, now this is thickened up nicely. It's got a good look to it. It smells beautifully. And what I'll probably do when I go to serve it is I'll probably put a bowl. I'll take a little bit of sour cream, put a dollop of sour cream on top, and a little bit of shredded cheese, depending on what your personal preference is. And voila, there you have it. Just a little simple chili. So enjoy. Remember, cook for what you like, and I'll see you later. Peace out.